Today, mums and bubs, 15-minute stretch routine, beautiful sequence you can do at the end of any exercise practice routine or just at your recovery day. Starting with some neck stretches, seated down, you can be on a chair or cross-legged. Roll the shoulders back, sit up tall and bring one ear towards the shoulder. And then I roll my neck to the other side. And ear to shoulder, maybe help yourself with a palm, and you can even lean your chin towards the armpit like that. Yeah. Other side, ear to shoulder, maybe with a palm, maybe tucking the chin towards the armpit. And coming back through center for shoulder opens, we do little spider crawls first. Have the fingertips from both sides of the hips, lift the shoulders, and then roll in the fingertips to the side. So lift the shoulders, and then as you crawl the fingertips, you really drop the shoulders and shoulder blades down. It's a very small movement, but you can really feel the range of movement in your shoulder blades. Sitting up tall, belly is a little bit in. And then we go to Badangulyasana, or interlaced fingers. I change the crossing of the legs here. If you cross-legged, you can do it as well. And we're doing those kind of circles from side to side or full circle. Feeling the shoulders, feeling the armpits. Make sure you do both directions. And then come out. Change the interlace of the fingers. Lift up, going for a twist. And twist the other side. Armpits are open. Beautiful. And enough. Let's go into a seated twist. So we stretch the legs forward. Reach opposite hand to foot. Open up for your twist, and then in a circular movement, elegantly change sides. So it's like a little circling movement from side to side. It gives you a bit of an opening through the shoulders and shoulder blades, but also a stretch through the hamstrings, through the lower back, through the sides of the body. And this is enough. We're going into our cat-cow. I'm just gonna find my baba and bring him to be under me. So if you are practicing with a bub, it's really nice to do those hands and knees exercises with the bub underneath you. He usually really enjoys it. If he runs away, that's okay. Just see that he's somewhere within reach. And we go onto the palms and knees. So knees underneath the hips, palms underneath the shoulders. I'm just setting it up for myself. Then I arch the back and round the back. Arch the back on the inhale, round on the exhale. Inhale and exhale. Alright, and then I change it into a child to cobra. So I go cobra, hips come forward towards the bub, and then hips go back onto one heel and to the other. It's like a little circular movement. Hips forward to the right heel and to the left. And forward and to the right and to the left. And make sure you change direction a couple of times so you do this different circular movement. Even my baby really loves it when I try and land on him like that, but probably will be more effective without the baby when you can really reach the full stretch. It's just a bit of fun, stretch to the front of the body. And beautiful workout. And then I go into camel stretches. So one side, then the other. From the knees we lift and again stretch and again stretch. And then we do the full camel stretch, palms are behind you and lift. Beautiful. Going into toe stretch, I tuck the toes under and I sit back onto my heels, and that's it. This is painful enough as it is. Trying to focus on other things, fixing up my outfit, talking to my baba, maybe looking around, but really it's quite painful onto the heels and Achilles tendon and toes, which is normal because it takes some time to open up the space in these tight areas. Down dog, stretched out. And we go to one-legged dog. Let's just roll the ankle one direction and then the other, especially nice after the toe stretch. And then we do the same with the knees. So big circles with your knee, opening the hip to one direction and then change it up and go the other direction. So creating range of movement in your hips. And then I just open the hip out to the side and try and see how far I can get. And then I step to a lunge. Knee onto the mat, sink down with the hips. Beautiful. We stretch the front leg and we bend. And first you see my fingertips are on the mat and my toes are on the mat as well. So I have this kind of pointed position in my stretch. Feel in the front ankle. in my stretch, but then I lift up to Anjali Asana with the arms up, and as I stretch my leg, I flex the toes. So change it up a bit. Lift the arms and flex the toe. Lift the arms and flex the toe. When you flex the toe, you feel the calves a bit more, so it's a bit different target in the stretch. Beautiful. And then I just reach as far as I can in my half split, and I like to shake the booty like this from side to side, hips from side to side. It gives a little bit more range of movement, just feeling more angles into the stretch. And you also can just do a bit of a twist, bringing both palms from the outer side of your leg or maybe to the hip. Move into a twisted lunge. Just stretch your back leg and twist. Open up through the chest. And then bring both palms from both sides of your foot and just bend your back knee and stretch. Bend and stretch and bend and stretch. Feeling the hamstring, feeling the hip flexor. Once you're done 4 repeats, we're dropping down onto the knee and we go to lizard lunge. So all the way down to the elbows if you can, or just as low as you can. You can also roll onto the outer edge of your front foot, opening the knee out. You can also do this variation I'm showing now, which is a little twist, grabbing onto your back foot. So see if it's available for you today. It's a little bit more advanced. If not, you can just stay on your elbows or just as deep as you can in your lunge. Just feeling through the sensation in the hips. Changing into a kneeling side angle, so we're rolling onto towards the belly. I bind my arm behind the back here, but you can also just keep it up. And then I change it up into this rock star stretch. Opening up like a back bend, and then again into side angle. One more time, opening through the shoulder. So this is maybe a little bit more of a complex transition if you haven't done it before. Just stop the video and have a look again. I'll show it again for you to do this little transition, opening through the hips and the shoulders. Alright, so fixing myself up a bit, and then we go to the other side with all of those, starting from one-legged dog. So go into a downward facing dog, lift your left leg up with the leg that you haven't used yet, and do your ankle circles. Go in one direction, and then I'm going the other direction. And same with the knee, so opening through the hip one direction, for one direction, and then for the other. And then as I finished my circles, I just try one more time to open through the hip out as much as I can. See if I have a little bit more range of movement, and then I step my foot through in between the palms. Drop onto the knee into your lunge position, so low lunge, sync with the hips. Stretching the front leg toes on the mat first, and then bend. Stretch and bend. Fingertips and toes on the mat, and the gaze is forward onto my baba. And then I change it up to lift the arms up as I inhale, and as I exhale, I stretch the leg and flex the toes. Lift up and then flex the toes. So I feel my calf a bit more, and I feel my hip flex a bit more at the top of this flow. One more time. And then I pause in my half split, walking the palms forward, reach as far as I can. And just to work into my range of movement, I like to roll my hips from side to side when I'm in the full stretch, rather than just holding static, giving it a little bit more of an angle, maybe a twist as well. And then changing it up into my twisted lunge, opening through the chest, back leg straight. Palm come back down, we drop the knee down and we stretch. Drop down and stretch. 2 more and 1 more. Beautiful. And drop down onto the knee. We go deeper into our lizard lunge. So drop down onto your elbows if you can, and just see and explore which variations are available for you today. You want to feel the hips, hip flexor, front hip, maybe glutes. Maybe you open the knee out to the side. Maybe you go into the twisted variation I'm showing now. So grab into the back foot. There's a little bit of a deeper quad stretch as well. You might see that one side you have more than the other as well, so just hold where you are. Try and stretch it out. Deeper hip opener. And then we change it into our side angle. kneeling side angle with maybe a little bind if you have the space in the shoulders, otherwise the arm is up. And I rise up and change it into my rock star stretch, like a back bend, stretching through the side. And I'll show it again. I lift up into my side angle. Oops, my mommy tummy was showing, so I had to fix that. So I'll just do it again. I lift up to my rock star stretch and coming back. All right, and we step back to down dog. Beautiful. Now we're going to go into a bit of a deeper stretch sequence now. So I'm just fixing up my baba. If you haven't realized, I just cleaned his dummy with my own mouth. A classic. And I'm bringing him a little bit more forward so I can see him in front of me as I stretch into my pigeon pose. The right leg forward for pigeon pose. Just like so, right knee is out. I sit up tall first, and this is where you can stay. So this will be, say, stage 1 of the pose, just sitting up tall. Otherwise you can reach forward, or you can grab to the back foot like I do here. I really like this variation of a quad stretch, grabbing to the back foot and reaching forward with the back foot. But it might be a bit more advanced, so it's okay if you're just reaching without grabbing to the foot, or you're just staying upright. And the other variation is that I like to stretch the front leg into my split attempt from here. So if not split, maybe you do a half split, or maybe you stay in your pigeon, trying to get the hips to be squared. And then I like to lie down onto my belly, so drop all the way towards my belly as I'm doing now. And try and stretch from here. I lift my hips up and down, and then I flick my tail so the back leg is moving. Just a bit of variation to try and find comfort in the split. So it's like a shake the booty movement and a flick the tail movement. Or you can just hold it static, your variation of a split. Alright, and so we're going to do the other side, but first let's just do a forward fold with both legs forward. Just even it up for a moment. As far as you can reach, don't have to reach to the toes, just try to reach with the chest forward, having the spine straight. Then we go to the other side. So pigeon pose, left leg forward. And again, you can just stay here, sitting up tall, maybe holding it for a little bit longer. Or you can go through the variations. So it takes me about 15 minutes to go through all of those stretches, just a quick stretch each. I don't stay too long, but you can also just cross out the variations and hold the posture for longer. So up to you what you feel to do in your practice. So baby traveled away out of the frame, he found his daddy. They're gonna come soon and play on the grass, which is really cute. Here they go. And of course recorded after, because it's a bit hard to look after the baby and be outside and talk it through. But yeah, very cute. He jumps out of the frame. So yeah, pigeon pose, happy days. So if you've done your pigeon for a bit, you want to try, you can stretch your front leg forward into a split attempt, or you can stay just where you are. You might try and square up the hips, or sit on one side or the other. Or the variation I recently like is to lean sort of forward onto your belly. The deepest split you can while being on the belly, and then I shake the booty a little bit, like a little twerking movement, and then I flick the tail, so I bend the back leg a few times, just trying to create more range of movement to improve my split. Great. And slowly coming out of the split. There's no really pretty way to come out. And I'm going into my open-legged fold now, so both legs open, stretch the arms out and reach forward just as far as you can. So I'm trying to go with the chest forward, and then I go from side to side. So my side stretch is really deep. I love this Parivrita Upavishtakonasana, what we call in yoga, but you can be much higher than that. You don't have to reach to your foot. Just feel a bit of a stretch from both sides. And then I go into a butterfly stretch, grabbing both feet in my hands, lift the chest, and coming forward as far as I can. Also, you can stay upright, you don't have to go forward if it is a bit much. Feeling the groins, feeling the hips, and coming out of it. Now line shoulder stretch, we stretch the arms out and we roll onto one arm bend. I just fix up my hand here into this cactus shape arm, but you can also keep the arm straight. Both variations are good. Depends how it feels for you. Actually, the cactus one is a little bit harder. So if you haven't yet, try for a couple of breaths to the other side. Just a quick preparation for a few back bends that we do at the end. So first I go my upward facing dog, I like to tuck my toes under, and then I go into my camel pose. Palms onto the lower back, lift the chest and bend back. I do a few arm variations here, but you can just keep the palms onto the back. You can bring them to the heels if you reach, or like I done before, palms at the chest. I like to finish with a nice active energizing posture like that. So usually it's the end of my practice. After I exercised and strengthening, I stretched, and now I'm ready for the day, giving Baba a little kiss and cuddle. And thank you for watching. Hopefully to see you on the channel. Bye bye.